Welcome back to South Korea. Second full day in Busan. As is customary, wrapping up the end of last night. Today, we did make our way to the Busan Sajik Baseball Stadium. Definitely the most fun I've ever had at a baseball game. The energy and the vibes were crazy off the charts. I felt like I was at I think I said this last night. It felt like I was at a half K-pop concert, half baseball game. Entire stadium was rocking for what was just a regular season game. So 10 out of 10 would definitely do that again. Letting you bring in food and drink from outside. I saw people with picnic baskets with bags of food from the outside, and the fact that they don't gouge you inside the stadium for food. A beer was $2.50 US. It was a revelation to not have to pay $9 for a hot dog and $15 for a beer. Woke up this morning ready to go. We are currently outside the Oryukdo Skywalk. We're here at the end inside the observatory right now. Plan is to reverse hike to the other side of the trail effectively and then find a place around there for lunch. We're gonna check out the skywalk. The nice thing about being here at the end of it, the skywalk is literally right there outside the cafe slash observatory. And the observatory is also in this building, so we're gonna do that, then do the hike. We have plans to do the Busan Museum and the United Nations Park afterwards. Might skip one of those depending on time because I really want to leave ample time for Nampo and the shopping and food exploration down there. We'll play it by ear. Maybe we finish this hike a little earlier. Maybe we call it quits a little earlier and try to cheat a little bit and get a bus to lunch.
자연산 강화 회사야. 오늘 고기가 맛있어. 자연산이요.
Welcome to the 13th floor, or also known as the top floor, of the Lotte Mall department store here in Busan, specifically the one in Nampo. Across the way you can see the Busan Tower. We won't be going up the tower, but we'll be going to the square slash park that it's contained in. Got here via bus from the UN Memorial Cemetery. A bunch of different memorials set up to honor the different countries whose men had served in the Korean War and sadly passed away. So a very nicely kept space and a very quiet space because I think everybody was trying to pay their respects accordingly. Got there originally from finishing the Oryukdo Coastal Trail in Skywalk. Ended up taking about an hour and a half, no, about 2 hours to go from the end to the start of the trail walk. I definitely did it in a sub-optimized way because I was hugging the coast for the first part of it. Ended up trying to go up, ended up trying to switch trails to the trail that was more in the woods because the trail in the woods has actually more landmarks that you can stop and visit versus the coastal trail where you're just hugging the coast along the way. Tried to do that, ended up making my way all the way up to the road instead, and then doubled back down to the coast. I think it ended up being like a 4 or 5 mile walk, when it in reality was only supposed to be 3 to 4 miles. So it definitely added some distance to myself. Up here in Nampo, where we're going to do a bunch of shopping, bunch of market exploration of both shopping and food variety, and ultimately be here for the next 4 or 5 hours effectively. We'll see how many bags we walk away with. I'm hoping it's a lot. But yeah, next time you see me, I'll probably have some pre-roll of the mall itself and what food I decide to get, whether it be at the food market, near the Seoul Tower. I can't coordinate my arms. Okay. Might get food near the food market near the Seoul Tower, or check out the basement of the mall because they've got like 27 different vendors of food. So.
Hours later.
We finally left that mall, whatever the name is. We spent way too much time in there. It wasn't even a matter of there were so many shops, it was a matter of decision paralysis. I was at Uniqlo and I had 4 different types of pants in my hands, and I'm like. And then in the basement floor, they had a bunch of different brands do almost like a sample sale / inventory clearance. And I saw 2 jackets that I was just. I'm probably going to end up going back in a day or 2 to grab them. But I just need to get out of there now because I had spent too much time in there and I wasn't committing to it tonight. So I was like, all right, I'll just come back. Now we're going down the Gwangbokdong Vintage or Fashion Street, where there's a ton of other shops. It is now 8 p.m. I was supposed to get out of there like an hour ago. So I'm already way behind my own schedule, which is fine. A bunch of shopping, so there's nothing wrong with that. And grab some food, because I am now hungry.
Oh my God!
어서 오세요. 네.
아니 무거워.
Oh my goodness.
Alright, so we just waited 15 minutes in line at the night market out here. But I think it'll be worth it because here's my new rule. I will get in line for a stall if A, I like the food, B, there's already a queue of locals and a mixture of young and old locals at that waiting for the food. And C, bonus points if a non-local seems to have gotten their food as well, because it means nothing broke down in the ordering process and somehow they were able to communicate / the operation owners were able to understand what they wanted. So this is what I waited in line for. That's the line. It's like 8, 9, 10 people deep at this point, and this is what I was waiting for: a meat platter and some side salad.
Oh my goodness.
Chicken! Chicken! Alright, it is 11:30 at night here in the Nampo area of Busan, and we're calling it a night. And I'm going back to the same grandma twice, and both at the beginning of the night and the end of the night, and she looked at me like, yeah, it's your back at the end. So glad I could spark some joy there.
아, 저기가?
Morning, good morning. Another day in South Korea. Still in Busan, now near the Haeundae region. Ended up checking out the Haedong Yonggungsa Temple this morning. Beautiful beachside temple. Probably the most busy attraction I've done so far. Didn't help that it's a Sunday here at, what is it? I believe when I got there it was 10:15 a.m. 10:15 a.m. on a Sunday, definitely prime time, and it was swarmed with both locals and tourists. It was a beautiful temple, don't get me wrong. Beachside, gorgeous views, clear sky, so everything was immaculate. It was just, once I visited it and prayed, kind of got out of there pretty quickly just because of how full and packed it was. So did that. Now we're gonna go check out the Blueline Park. Cute training ride that you can take along the coast of Haeundae Beach. Gives you gorgeous views of the ocean. There's a few checkpoints along the way that you can get out at. Trying to make up some time early this morning because I want to save some time for the Shinsegae Centum City Mall we're doing later. Upon doing further research on timing, which I have gotten into the habit more of now. Let's go! Most of the shops close at 8. The food hall closes at 9, and then Spa City closes at 10. So, after seeing how much time I had spent at the Lotte City Mall yesterday, almost 2.5, 3 hours, and I didn't even do that much shopping, I'm trying to save as much time as possible for the Shinsegae Mall. So, making good time. I think we're making up a good hour and a half at this point, which is kind of what I wanted to pace at. Got our ticket, ended up doing the cheaper beach train option. Ended up being around 16,000 won for all of the stops. I believe there are 5 stops. So 2 different trains. Beach train is the one that'll take the lower track. It goes a little faster than the Sky Capsule train. Sky Capsule train is the more scenic one that takes the higher route, much slower pace, so you can actually enjoy the sights at a much more leisurely pace. The reason why I did the beach train instead of the Sky Capsule train is because I think the Sky Capsule train was like 40 or 50,000 won. So did I want to pay $30 or $35? And I think that was only maybe one stop, not even all the stops. So ended up at a Korean home-style buffet for lunch a few blocks away from where the train station let out. Didn't mean to come here, just was passing by as I was exiting the train path. And yeah, the price here is 12,000 won for an adult, which is around 88.50 US. 10 or so things to pick from with 5 additional soups, but they cover all of your kind of Korean staples. So it's a great way to really try a bunch of different things. Yeah, here's plate number 1. So we got some japchae, some pork, kimchi, banchan type deals. You got your tteokbokki, the egg roll thing. I forget what it's called. We are at the Guinness World Record holder for the largest department store in the world, Shinsegae Centum City. How big is it, you ask? Well, they have gates for entry. As you can see, gate 1, 3, and 4. Yeah, Jesus Christ, I can't even pan the phone back wide enough to get the entirety of this thing. Alright, update. We are an hour and a half in. We got here at 2:45. It's 4:15. And we're only through 1 floor. And it is the most bottom floor, the basement floor. On the flip side, we did walk away with 2 bags. 2 bags. But I'm gonna go keep working our way up. It is 4:30 right now. My goal is to make it to Spa Land at 6 p.m. Alright, what's going on? It's your boy. I figured it'd be fun to do a nighttime recap of how things are going at this point. For a 300ml sample drink stand, which equates to 40 ounces or 2.5 beers in within an hour. Promise I don't have a drinking problem. But because of that, we decided to get some food to end our night with. And by end our night with, let me fill you in on the fact that it is 9:37 p.m. right now on a Sunday. So it's both too early and too late to end our night on. But we're on vacation, so we decided to get some food. And food from a place that we were supposed to hit up like a few nights ago, but we didn't. Mom's Touch. Mom's Touch. It is a fast food chicken burger place, I guess. Yeah, we checked out Wildcat Brewing down the street from our hotel and ended up walking 2 blocks over to the local Mom's Touch for a nice nightcap. We'll end up eating this while watching the F1 race in, I should know where it, Hungary? Maybe? No, not Hungary. But yeah, we're gonna go backwards through our day, so we're gonna now talk about the Shinsegae Centum City experience. Now, the core of today was centered around Spa Land at Centum City. However, when I got to Spa Land at 4:30, I took another L. Due to unforeseen circumstances, their hours of operation changed, and by the time I got there at 4:30 p.m., they were not letting anybody in. So, because of that, we didn't get to experience Spa Land. But yeah, we took an L there, so we just decided to grab an early dinner in the basement of Centum City. It was not bad, but it definitely did not meet expectations nor desires, and so because of that, we had to rank it below average. I'm really excited in this Mom's Touch. I think this Mom's Touch is gonna hit like a pile of bricks, but in a good way.